I thought the depression was over when that final whistle blew on Sunday evening after that game against Newcastle. I thought the depressing days were behind us, ladies and gentlemen. I was so happy when the season ended. And then the cherry on the icing on the cake for Mauricio Pochettino to be appointed officially as Chelsea manager yesterday evening. And now I'm back down to fucking ground level, back to square one in terms of my feelings of depression with regards to my outlook on this football club right now, because Joao Felix will not be staying on at Chelsea Football Club next season. It has just been announced by Fabrizio Romano amongst other outlets as well. And first and foremost, I know I am completely and utterly overreacting in this video and will continue to do for the rest of this video in terms of my emotions towards this decision to not retain Joao Felix's services for next season, but I do not give a fuck, because Joao Felix very quickly became my favourite player in football overall. I mean, he's only been here 6 months ago, and the famous phrase comes back to bite me in the arse once again: do not, and I repeat, do not, ladies and gentlemen, fall in love with a lone player, because that is what I have been guilty of doing. And yep, Joao Felix is my favourite player at this moment in time. In terms of my outlook on football and what I enjoy in football, Joao Felix embodies that completely in terms of what he can do with the football. I am 100% certain in my mind that there is no other football player on this planet, at the elite level especially, that can do what Joao Felix does with the football on a weekly basis. And I put Kylian Mbappe in that bracket, I put Neymar in that bracket, I put Vinicius Jr. in that bracket, Rafael Leao, the most flary players. I don't know if flary is even a word, but I'm going to go with it for the sake of this video. And to be honest, my vocabulary in this video, I couldn't give a fuck about right now because of my emotions, but in terms of his flair, his technical ability, and what he does to express himself on a football pitch, I don't think there's any player that can do it at the elite level the same way Joao Felix has been doing on a weekly basis in his Chelsea career so far. And look, first and foremost, what I want to say is, obviously, I've seen on social media Mauricio Pochettino has a lot of people now turning on him, or not a lot, but a few people turning on him, which, first of all, I do think is ridiculous, because I do get it, to be honest. I do get it in terms of the fact that Joao Felix isn't the most suited player to this Mauricio Pochettino brand of football, which is out of possession, very focused on being energetic, being aggressive in the press, and being press orientated, which Joao Felix is less suited than to, Christopher Nkunku, for example, or Kai Havertz, for example. And I know Kai Havertz hasn't been the best player in his Chelsea career, and I'll be the first to, admit that I have been one of the main ones that has criticised Kai Havertz, especially in the last 6 months to a year. But I think if you're being unbiased, and I have absolutely no agendas against any one of my own players at Chelsea Football Club, Kai Havertz is more suited to that second striker role behind the number 9 that we do sign at some stage in this transfer window than Joao Felix is. So I do understand it from that perspective. Although if you look at his FPRF, this is one thing I just want to defend Joao Felix on, because obviously there's been a lot of people, even Frank Lampard to be fair, who have come out and criticised Joao Felix for his work off the ball, and that being one of the main reasons why he is a liability, so to speak, out of possession. This is his FPRF for his stats in the last 365 days. So not only does that take into account his time at Chelsea in the last 5 months or so, but also his first half of the 2022-2023 season under Diego Simeone in this Atletico Madrid system, which again is very focused on out of possession, being energised and being able to, defend out of possession. 1.4 tackles and interceptions per 90, which puts him in the top 9 percentile of strikers in the world of football. Tackles in the final third, 0.39, puts him also in the top 9 percentile for strikers in the European top 5 leagues. Dribblers challenged, 1.04, puts him in the top 11 percentile of strikers in the European top 5 leagues. It just goes to show that Joao Felix is capable of being that influential player and contributing out of possession as well as in possession, which I'll just go through as well, just for the fucking shits and giggles, because shot creating actions, 3.82 shot creating actions per 90, puts him in the top 8 percentile of forwards in the top 5 European leagues. 31.18 carries per 90 puts him in the top 5 percentile. Progressive carries, 3.11, puts him in the top 5 percentile. Carries into the final third, 3.20, puts him in the top 2 percentile for forwards in Europe. Successful take-ons, 1.89, puts him in the top 5 percentile of forwards in Europe. Pass completion, 75.9%, puts him in the top 20% percentile of forwards in the top 5 leagues in Europe. Passes into the final third, 2.32, top 5 percentile of forwards in Europe. To be honest, yes, like I said, I was going to overreact in this video, and again, I'm not completely against Mauricio Pochettino in terms of his decision, because I am one of the ones that fully does believe in the fact that if we have a manager, especially a manager who's only just starting out, we have to do everything we can to back him in terms of selling the players he wants to sell, keeping the players he wants to keep, and signing the players he wants to sign. So I will fully back Pochettino in his decision for this, but I think we're making a bit of a mistake with this one. I honestly do, given the fact that I think Joao Felix could potentially now go to another Premier League side and completely flourish. And especially given the fact that obviously a lot of Chelsea fans have been massively critical of his time at Chelsea so far. I think he's done absolutely brilliant, and I think has been one of our standout performers in a team that has been absolutely depressing as fuck to watch for a hot minute now. But I think one of the reasonings why I would defend Joao Felix against those crowd that were saying that he has been, poor and that he doesn't offer enough in this Chelsea team is, look at the rest of the players in this team. Can you identify me one player, attacking player especially, that has contributed massively over the course of a season more than Joao Felix? Because I can't. Honestly, I can't. And he's been here 5 months on loan. He's contributed more in those 5 months than Kai Havertz has all season, Mason Mount has all season, Raheem Sterling has all season, Christian Pulisic has all season, and in his Chelsea career probably, Hakim Ziyech has in probably his whole Chelsea career, Aubameyang has in his whole Chelsea career. I mean, I just think he's a player, and I just think he's a talent that is going to flourish at another team, and that we're really going to regret letting go of, considering the fact he's in our hands, he's there for the taking, he's already experienced what it's like to be here for 5 months. He doesn't have to embed into a new league. We've already seen he's capable of doing it at the top level in the toughest league in the world in this Chelsea team, and the guy has come out and said multiple occasions that he wants to stay at this football club beyond this season. We have a generational talent in our ranks in our worst ever season that wants to stay with us, and we're about to just let him go. I mean, it's just so depressing, and like I keep saying, I will reiterate one more time, just in case you haven't got the message, I do back Pochettino in his decision. I won't hold it against Pochettino, but I just think on the other hand as well that we are going to massively regret this in years to come when we look back at Joao Felix and the career he's going to go on to have. In my opinion, I think we will go on to regret it, because like I said, I think this guy is an absolutely generational talent, and yes, maybe I speak from a little bit of bias given the fact he is my favourite player, but I just think if you get Joao Felix with a proper number 9 in front of him next season in that number 10/second striker role that obviously Pochettino is notorious for playing, I just think he would get the best out of Joao Felix from a creative standpoint, in terms of his ability to go around players, in terms of his ability to create things out of nothing, chances out of nothing, and get us into the final third at a rapid pace out of absolutely nothing, which we've seen time and time again in his Chelsea career over the last 5 months. I just think that it would be something, first of all, that would be enjoyable for the fans to watch, and second of all, would be effective if you get the right players around him. At the very least, you get him on loan next season. At the very least, you just take him on loan next season, because I'm fairly sure Atletico Madrid, Chelsea, and Joao Felix himself would all be not against that prospect, to be honest. So I don't get it from that perspective, but yeah, like I said, like I keep saying in this video, you have to back Pochettino on his decision, unfortunately, as hard as it is for me to take, really. But and yeah, Joao Felix, thank you very much for entertaining me in my darkest days as a Chelsea fan in this last 5 months. I'll never forget that first 45 minutes at Craven Cottage before you got sent off, where I felt alive again as a Chelsea fan for the first time in God knows how long. For the first time since Eden Hazard, I felt like I was witnessing greatness, technically, from a Chelsea player. And ever since then, I mean, the goal against West Ham, the first half an hour against West Ham from the whole team was absolutely magical at the London Stadium. I mean, that game against Everton at home in that 2-2 draw, where you were the only bright spark, bar maybe Enzo Fernandez, who, to be fair, I do want to put up there with Felix in terms of providing enjoyment for me on a regular basis as a Chelsea fan in this last 5 months or so. But yeah, I mean, this guy has entertained me like no other player since Eden Hazard, to be honest, or other than Eden Hazard in his Chelsea career so far. And yeah, once again, do not fall in love with a lone player like I have just done. And I now feel like what my brother feels like, as he is a Norwich fan and he has fallen in love with plenty of lone players over the past. You think of Ollie Skip, for example, and other ones that I can't really think of off the top of my head. I'm sure he'll watch this video and remind me of all the lone players he has fallen in love with in the past. But yeah, look, I'm just absolutely gutted that this guy is leaving us and that we won't be able to see him kick a football for Chelsea Football Club any longer. But wherever he goes, I will be following him. I'm not going to be doing the fucking stupid thing thing of supporting whatever team he joins. I'm just going to support him individually, and I'm going to watch him individually. The same as I watch Rafael Leao, for example, and Kylian Mbappe, and all those players I mentioned earlier on in the video, in terms of the fact that they entertain me as footballers. And I'll be now adding Joao Felix to that catalogue of players. And yeah, I mean, it's been great. It's been great. Don't cry over the fact it's over. Celebrate the fact that it happened in the first place, is my outlook on this Joao Felix signing overall. But yeah, as Chelsea fans, of course, we have to look onwards and upwards now with Mauricio Pochettino. I'm still buzzing for pre-season and for the Premier League season to start on the 12th of August, I think it is, with this new Mauricio Pochettino-built Chelsea team. And yeah, I'm interested to see who we sign in the summer market. It looks like we're going to be getting Manuel Ugarte from Sporting Lisbon, who would sort out our number 6 deficiencies right now. And yeah, we do look ahead as a Chelsea fan base, and I urge you as Chelsea fans, regardless of your outlook on this Joao Felix news today, to completely put your faith and back Mauricio Pochettino, because he deserves nothing less at this moment in time as Chelsea manager. And we do, if we want to succeed as a football club, we do have to get behind Mauricio Pochettino, because the most important thing to remember is we are Chelsea Football Club fans, not Joao Felix fans, as much as I absolutely love the guy. So I think that is important to note in our thinking behind this, news. But yeah, I guess that'll bring us to the end of this video. If you did enjoy this video, make sure to drop it a like. It would be absolutely massively appreciated as per usual. And also do subscribe to the channel if you are new as well, because we are looking to hit 3,000 subscribers on this channel as soon as we could possibly get there. And turn on the notification bell as well, because you will never miss one of these absolutely sensational videos. Said no one ever. But yeah, Joao Felix, I salute you, my friend. Thank you for the best 5 months of this season and the best performances of this season that have excited me in times where I've needed excitement in this Chelsea team. So yeah, I'll see you guys in my next video. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll chat to you later.